Yang Amat berbahagia, Tun Muhammad Zainuddin bin Haji Abdullah, Chancellor of Wawasan Open University. Yang berbahagia, Tan Sri Dr. Koh Soo Koon, Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Board of Governors, and also Chairman of Wawasan Education Foundation. Yang berbahagia, Datuk Sri Stephen Yap, Chairman of Wawasan Open University, Sdn Bhd. Distinguished honorary degree recipient Dr. Jomo Kwame Sundram and wife Dr. Feliz Noel Rodriguez, heads and representatives from the institutions of higher learning, invited guests, representatives from the media, graduates and family members, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this morning's convocation ceremony, an occasion in which we acknowledge and celebrate the achievements of the honorary award recipient, as well as the achievements of our latest batch of graduates of Wawasan Open University. And we are delighted to have our Chancellor and Pro-Chancellor with us as well. Your presence, sir, adds to the significance of this occasion. Indeed, a graduation ceremony is the most significant and meaningful occasion in the university's calendar for graduates. I would like to extend a very special welcome to the graduates who are here today. It is because of you that we are gathered here today, and I also warmly welcome the parents, family members, friends of our graduates and colleagues who have joined us in this memorable occasion. For your information, the proceedings of this morning's convocation ceremony, as well as that of the following 6 sessions over the 3 days, are broadcast live online for public viewing in real time. So behave yourself, those of you in the audience. We have this morning witnessed the conferment of the Doctor of Letters honoris causa on Dr. Jomo, a Penangite to begin with, and prominent leading economist, highly respected and admired for his analysis and views on economics. Indeed, he has made a significant impact on the world stage. With the weight of his influence, he has been able to bring many important socio-economic issues to the mainstream for the attention, discussion, and action of societies, groups, citizens, and nations. His lifelong work has been to strengthen the socio-economic health of individual nations and citizens. My warmest congratulations to you, Dr. Jomo, on your conferment. I wish to also thank you for your inspiring and motivating speech just now. Next, I congratulate our graduates for having successfully completed their studies in Wawasan Open University. My congratulations go to the family members as well. Their support must have contributed to the success of their loved ones who are sitting here graduating today. Please join me in giving all of them a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Wawasan Open University is producing a total of 688 fresh graduates this year. And this number includes the 40 younger graduates from the full-time on-campus learning programs who will be receiving their bachelor degrees in management, accounting, and banking and finance this Saturday. Together with the 688 graduates this year, the university would have produced a total of 3,097 graduates since the first convocation in 2010. The remaining 646 graduates come from our part-time open distance learning programs, comprising 446 of them from the undergraduate programs and 202 from the postgraduate programs. And as we have just witnessed this morning, 84 graduates from 5 postgraduate programs have received their degree scrolls. The 5 programs are MBA in Manufacturing and Production Management, Master of Education, MBA in Construction Management, Commonwealth Executive Master of Public Administration, and Postgraduate Diploma in Education. The number of graduates from each program is shown in the convocation book. booklet, so I will not go into the details. The remaining 118 graduates at the postgraduate level come from the Commonwealth Executive MBA program, and they will be receiving their scrolls in session 2 this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all united today by a shared sense of pride and achievement. As we rejoice, let me now provide a brief account of WOU's progress and achievements over the past 12 months. WOU currently offers a total of 57 academic programs, ranging from graduate certificate to PhD, in disciplines like accounting, management, logistics, marketing, construction management, electronics, telecommunications, multimedia design, English studies, liberal studies, psychology, and early childhood, as well as primary education. The programs are offered by our 4 schools, namely the School of Business and Administration, School of Science and Technology, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, and the School of Education, Languages, and Communications. And of the 57 MQA approved programs, 44 of them have received full accreditation status from the Malaysian Qualification Agency, MQA. The remaining programs will complete the full accreditation process at the appropriate time. And as mentioned earlier, no less than 3,000 graduates have emerged from these 44 fully accredited programs over the last 8 years. The university has continued to grow both in terms of student population and reputation in teaching and learning. And since opening its doors to student enrollment in January 2007, WOU has been striving incessantly to reach a larger segment of the population with its offer of affordable courses. And to date, more than 20,000 students have experienced the flexible learning opportunities provided by this university. And we have an average of about 5,000 active part-time students taking our open distance learning courses in every semester. At the same time, some 250 younger students are studying full-time in WOU, pursuing their undergraduate degrees. And students of WOU are well supported by the university's online management system, digital library resources, tutorials, and counseling service, both in the main campus in Penang, as well as in the 5 regional study centers, 1 each in Penang, Ipoh, Kuala Lumpur, Johor Bahru, and Kuching. We have also 2 regional sub-centers in Bandar Utama and Klang to cater to learners in the Klang Valley. And I'm delighted to report that this year, the Ministry of Higher Education has approved the setting up of 3 more WOU learning centers in Alostar, that is the SC College, in Alostar, Kedah, Penang Skills Development Center in Penang, and Stratford International College in Butterworth. And in 2018, and that is next year, WOU will be establishing another regional center in Kota Kinabalu to provide Sabahans with the opportunity to pursue tertiary education, including postgraduate studies. Ladies and gentlemen, WOU has introduced the new Diploma in Early Childhood Education program in January this year to provide part-time study opportunities to untrained teachers in preschools and childcare centers to obtain a minimum diploma qualification. This is in accordance with the latest ruling imposed by the Ministry of Education that by 2020, all preschool teachers must possess at least a diploma in early childhood education before they are allowed to teach. WOU has been offering the postgraduate Commonwealth Executive MBA program to part-time adults learners since 2008. And since January this year, the same SEMPA program, CEMBA, is also offered as a fully online program, complete with online tutorials and learner support services. And the university intends to roll out 2 new part-time study programs next year. And these are the Bachelor of Arts Honors in Counseling and the Master of Arts in Psychology programs. Now, on the technology front, ever since its establishment in 2006, WOU has recognized and embraced information and communication technology, ICT in other words, using ICT to deliver its teaching and learning support services to students. In this connection, capacity building and training workshops are conducted routinely to equip our academics and education technology staff with the latest educational technology skills to enhance teaching and learning. For instance, skills such as audio, video making and editing, quality management in course development and production, and the proper setting of course assignments and exam questions, and of course, the use of newly enhanced features on the learning management system that we upgrade periodically. As we have heard earlier, ladies and gentlemen, we know that the 4th industrial revolution, or Industry 4.0, is already upon us, influencing the way we work and the way we live. Indeed, new technology drivers and emerging innovations are currently disrupting the work environment of many industries, including the education delivery service industry that we are all in. The prediction is that this 4th industrial revolution will see many routine jobs disappear, just as many more new jobs are created. It stands to reason, therefore, that with the emergence of new industries, the demand for new specializations and degrees will emerge. By then, the most popular degrees, to my mind, will be those that train graduates for work in these emerging technologies. And as such, WOU must constantly keep pace with changes in the job market and lead curriculum change. We have to design or redesign programs and courses that offer skill sets required by employers. And these include soft skills that make graduates more likely to gain employment and be successful in their chosen occupations, which will benefit themselves, the workforce, the community, and of course, the economy. Transferable employability skills will always be sought after by employers. Hence, if we do not keep our core curriculum relevant to the changing demands of the job market and industries, I am afraid our university will struggle to grow its reputation and remain an attractive place to study. What comes to mind immediately is the need to work closely with industry partners to collectively plan and develop new degree programs, more structured student internships arrangement with the industry, and professional training courses that truly fulfill the human resource needs of the industries. And this need has never been more crucial or urgent than now. And towards this end, WOU has recently appointed 2 new Deputy Vice-Chancellors, each with newly defined job scopes, to spearhead WOU's new 5-year strategic plan of transforming the university so that it remains relevant, it remains on track, fulfilling its mission of delivering quality industry-relevant degree programs and student learning support services, elevating this university's R&D profile through quality research outputs, and engaging with industry and the public to undertake projects of mutual interest. And WOU will continue to engage with academia, industry, and society by organizing dialogues, public talks, and seminars to educate and create public awareness. And so far, the university has successfully organized, for example, a 2-day roundtable on emerging trends of technologies in supply chain management, SEM, in collaboration with the Penang Skills Development Center, of course participated by industry experts and SEM practitioners. And we have also recently organized an academia industry dialogue, participated by about 50 representatives from the industry and academia, to brainstorm on the emerging technology drivers and challenges for the higher education sector. On another front, the Center for Professional Development and Continuing Education, PACE, P-A-C-E, of WOU, will continue to play important parts in providing on-demand, customized courses and work skills training to corporate companies and organizations. As WOU is an approved training provider under the Human Resource Development Fund, HRDF, of the Ministry of Human Resources, the training fees incurred by the trainees are claimable by the companies they work in. So graduates, please inform your employers about this opportunity. Now, on the international front, the university continues to receive delegations from overseas, many of them with keen interest to collaborate with WOU in the area of open distance learning. Just for example, we are currently in discussion with the Lübeck University of Applied Sciences, Germany, and also another NGO in Europe namely Kiron University, as sometimes it is known, to jointly develop open educational courses for online delivery to various student target groups, including refugees in Southeast Asia. The University of Mauritius and the Botswana University of Distance Open Learning are already using course materials produced by WOU for selected disciplines in their universities. And this kind of international interaction will continue for sure, and we hope that more other universities, especially those in the developing countries, will appreciate and make use of course materials developed by Wawasan Open University. Back to the domestic front. In line with WOU's mission to expand learning opportunities, we are intensifying efforts to forge smart educational partnerships with more local and multinational corporations. And so far, more than 200 private sector companies in the country have entered into educational partnership with WOU to encourage their employees to pursue higher academic qualifications at WOU. And early this year, WOU signed a memorandum of understanding with the Tan Chong Group to take advantage of WOU's corporate education partnership program to strengthen the academic development of their workforce. We had actually several years back done the same with Perodua by customizing a special MQA-approved graduate diploma program for its workforce in the sales and services department. And a number of Perodua employees have already graduated from this program since 2015. WOU has also signed agreements with 5 local institutions close to our regional centers, appointing them as learning laboratories to support the teaching of our diploma in early childhood education program. One of them is of course, the Kinderjoy Education Group in Ipoh. Ladies and gentlemen, since 2012, WOU has been a leading advocate of the use of open educational resources, or as it is popularly known now, OER, in Southeast Asia. Briefly, OERs are digital materials placed in the public domain and used to support education that may be freely accessed, modified, and shared by anyone. Our Senate-approved policy today requires that all new courses developed in WOU using OER to value add to the quality of the course materials. This actually saves costs and time. And in parallel to this, the digital library of WOU is hosting an online repository of OERs, which is again accessible by anyone on a global basis. And this is in line with the university's mission to spearhead and share OER courses or publications in the Asian region. On the research front, given that research is an important indicator of the state of a university, WOU, through its Institute of Research and Innovation, has over the years been providing small grants to enable our young academic staff to conduct projects. The aim is to grow the R&D profiles of researchers in this university. And to date, the IRI, the Institute for Research and Innovation, has approved research funding for a total of 23 projects amounting to about $500,000 ringgit. Such investment in promoting research will certainly continue, That said, our academic staff have also been encouraged to apply for bigger research grants from external sources, like the Ministry of Higher Education, own FRGS funding, and of course, IDRC, for example, as we have done in the past. And it is appropriate at this time to commend our academics for winning 2 silver medals in the Best Paper category in the 31st Annual Conference of Asian Association of Open Universities, or AOU, in Yogyakarta, Indonesia in September this year. And at another more recent conference, the Conference on Redesigning Assessment for Holistic Learning, organized by the University of Malaya and the Ministry of Higher Education, which has just ended 3 days ago, 2 presentations from WOU in the form of a poster and poster. In case those of you who do not know what poster means, it is a video poster. So technology has caught up, actually. The presentation was about holistic student assessment, and both the presentation also won 2 silver medals. Of course, in the latter case, the WOU team presented an in-house study on how we had conducted and assessed a Malaysian food and cultural fair organized by students from the comparative religions and cross-cultural intelligence soft skill courses. Talking about culture, ladies and gentlemen, the culture of service excellence must permeate in the very fabric of a university. At WOU, we have recently re-looked at our customer service delivery system, coming out with a renewed client service charter, complete with a series of training workshops to provide a better understanding of good customer service among all our employees. The aim is to reaffirm our commitment towards delivering services that are respectful, accurate, and prompt to one another as colleagues within the university, and of course, to our existing and prospective customers, the students. Now, with regard to corporate social responsibility, CSR, the university will continue to engage with other members of the larger community to offer our expertise, time, and other forms of assistance as part of our corporate social responsibility. As have been going on for the past 10 years, WOU will continue to support and sponsor the Relay for Life Penang, for instance. This is an annual event, and a team from WOU has always been participating in this. Our part-time and full-time students have been active in community work as well through the organizing of blood donation campaigns in support of government hospitals, waste recycling projects, and fundraising for welfare organizations as part of their co-curriculum projects. And of course, WOU has also offers scholarships to needy students. And here, I'd like to thank the Wawasan Education Foundation for providing this funding support, which has assisted many of you, the graduates here, in your study. And to date, the foundation has disbursed about 9 million ringgit to no less than 11,000 deserving part-time and full-time students in the form of study grant, Chancellor's Merit Scholarship, and bursary awards. And the university, as a not-for-profit institution, actually spends close to 1 million ringgit every year on scholarships, just for your information. WOU has entered its 11th year of operations, and as mentioned earlier, it will continue to ensure that its academic programs remain industry relevant, meet the current and future demand of the country's workforce. There will be intensified efforts to increase students' recruitment and retention, and appropriate staff competency and leadership training will continue to be provided. New applications of information technology for teaching and learning will be explored to deliver effective student learning support. And before I conclude, it's only fitting that I acknowledge the vision and work of our founding planners and architects who had conceived and made possible the birth of this university. Our deepest gratitude goes to the late Tun Dr. Lim Keng Yik, former president of Parti Gerakan Rakyat Malaysia, for his vision that led to the birth of this university. And we thank the present leadership of PGRM for continuing the support to the university. I also wish to acknowledge the philanthropic and magnanimous contributions of the family of the late Tauke Yap Cho Yi and his scions for this lovely campus in Penang. And of course, to Dr. Sri Stephen Yap in particular for his continued care, guidance, and support as chairman of Wawasan Open University Sdn Bhd. The valuable support from the government at the initial stage and the Al-Bukhari Foundation is remembered and hereby gratefully acknowledged. And it would not be out of place to say that Wawasan owes its current standing to its close adherence to stringent QA policies and SOPs. And equally important, the dedicated and hard work put in by all members, students, and top management stakeholders in the WOU community. And I want to record my appreciation to the past and present chairmen and members of the Board of Governors for their close guidance and leadership in steering this university forward. And there are many others here with us today we should be acknowledging for their contributions, but time unfortunately does not permit me to spell this out, so therefore I seek their understanding. Today, ladies and gentlemen, WOU has a great team of very dedicated people on board, ranging from experienced business-savvy professionals, professors, and senior academics who sit in our university boards, Senate, Executive Management Board, to the dedicated academics in the 4 schools, administration staff, in the main campus, as well as at the regional centers, and not forgetting the hardworking students and alumni too. Together, these people have shaped WOU into what it is today. Together, they form the foundation of our future success. To all of you, I offer my salutations and congratulations, and I'm privileged to have the honor of working with all of you in leading this university. The university is progressing steadily on track, moving ahead while keeping a close watch on its finances, ever mindful of the important need to maintain financial sustainability and, more important, equally important, organizational agility. Agility is what is needed, especially in the current times. New challenges will continue to confront us in these volatile and uncertain times, but as I have often said before, as long as all of us in WOU are securely anchored in our fundamental values, as long as we are rooted in our conviction regarding our mission and values, WOU stands poised, ready to take on challenges of today and tomorrow. And I'm sure that whatever new efforts put in by the present leadership will continue to be pursued irrespective of who is at the helm. Ladies and gentlemen, I've left the most important part of my speech to last, and it concerns you, our graduates. To every graduate in this hall, I commend you once again on your fine accomplishments. You have met the very high standards imposed by this university. Today is your day, a day to remember, to celebrate, and cherish. We share your joy, and I hope you will at all times act as good ambassadors of Wawasan Open University, especially at your workplaces. And for the quality of a university is often measured by the performance of graduates in their jobs. The spirit of WOU should continue to live on well after your graduation. I hope that all of you will become active members of the WOU Alumni Association and get involved in its activities. As alumni, you can still continue to play an important role in the life of the university. For instance, by volunteering your time to provide career insights for students or assist in student recruitment or orientation. You can help the association reach out to assist present students in their education in the form of financial support and fundraising. As ambassadors of WOU, simply by speaking well of the university and providing word-of-mouth endorsements are appreciated, since they would enhance the visibility of this university. be proud of what you have achieved, and do continue in your journey of lifelong learning. Don't lose that curiosity. Once again, do stay in touch and play an influential role in the development and vitality of this university. And I offer my very best wishes for your future success and happiness. Now, at this juncture, I must also congratulate Ms. Yo Tang Peng, the recipient of the Tun Dr. Lim Chong Yu Memorial Prize, for emerging as the best open distance learning graduate at the postgraduate level, and of course, to thank her for her fine speech on behalf of the graduates from the postgraduate programs. I will not leave this program without mentioning one more item, and that is on the organization of this convocation ceremony. I want to thank the registrar, Dr. Andy Liu, and members of the organizing committee for the massive work they have done in bringing us all together today. Smooth operations like this are unnecessarily smooth in the background, as we all know. And they have all put in fantastic amount of efforts to make today work. Equally, I thank all the academic and administrative staff for all the support provided in the run-up to this event. They have been great. And finally, I wish to conclude by once again thanking you, Tun Chancellor, for your gracious presence and playing a key role in this morning's convocation ceremony. To our Pro-Chancellor, members of our Board of Directors, Board of Governors, and all the invited guests and family members of our graduates, thank you for being here and sharing this momentous occasion with us. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the day.
Convocation address by Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Dr. Koh Su Kun, Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Board of Governors, Wawasan Open University and Chairman Wawasan Education Foundation, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri Stephen Yap, Chairman of Wawasan Open University Sdn Bhd, Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Hu Sin Chai, Vice Chancellor of the Wawasan Open University, honorary graduates and family members, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to first and foremost extend my congratulations to Dr. Jomo Swami Sundaram on his conferment of the honorary Doctor of Letters degree this morning. I'm happy to meet up again with Dr. Jomo during the launch of the Chancellor's Lecture Series at this main campus last May, when he was invited to deliver the inaugural lecture. Many years ago, we had crossed paths, that is, during my service on the bench as Chief Justice of Malaysia from 2000 to 2003. Dr. Jomo is undoubtedly a noted expert in the field of economics, having taught the subject in several universities and rising to hold prestigious positions in various bodies under the United Nations. Apart from his wealth of knowledge in economics, he is also, I believe, driven by a passion for the downtrodden and the socio-economically disadvantaged group in society. Dr. Jomo must be applauded for giving voice to the plight of the poor and bringing many pressing issues into the spotlight. I beg your pardon, into the spotlight, sorry. I also wish to make this opportunity to congratulate all our graduates. You have taken an important step towards a better future. This must be an emotional day for you, your parents, and your family members. Take pride in graduating with a degree, but at the same time, appreciate those who have supported you in your journey. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to now share my thoughts on having a culture of dialogue and freedom of expression and allows citizens to speak out and make a stand on issues for the good of the nation. On the other side of the coin would be the suppression, not legitimate voices, leading to zero checks and balances, and where citizens are mere consumers of everything with no voice to question the truth or the merit of issues. I believe university managements have an important role to play in promoting a culture of openness, debate, and dialogue through how they run a university and through their interactions with the students. Freedom of expression and dissenting voices should not be stifled. I believe learning in a university should extend the learning how to disagree and have diverse views about an issue in a healthy way, and these attitudes will then carry into society. Universities need to set the correct tone so as to move our society, and nation forward on the right path of development, progress, and growth. There must be tolerance and respect for critical issues and views, for university students to search for knowledge and liberate their minds to think, as only then can prejudices, wrongs, abuses, and the truth come out. Universities should become the bedrock of legitimate debate, freedom of speech, and freedom of expression in matters of public concern, so as to preserve the well-being of the nation and its citizens. Educated arguments and rich discussions must be encouraged. In schools, we have debates where two groups express different opinions about a topic. This kind of open discourse should be promoted in society as open to silencing legitimate voices with harassment and imprisonment. I'm reminded of a quote from the first president of the United States, George Washington. I quote here, "If freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led like sheep to the slaughter." I quote. Citizens must be free to point out abuses, corruption, injustices, and any unhealthy happenings, and to hold leaders accountable. However, we must not tolerate those who spew hateful speech and violent protests in the name of race and religion. Freedom of expression comes with responsibility for the peace and harmony of the nation. Speaking out for the good of the people and nation is always the right thing to do. This action carries more weight if those in authority, especially leaders and rulers, speak out and help transport society for the better. To progress as a nation, there must be space for dialogue and legitimate opposing views, both online and offline, without the use of dubious laws to clamp down on them. Freedom of expression must be exercised in a spirit of responsibility without hurting the convictions of another. In the words of Albert Einstein, I quote, laws alone cannot secure freedom of expression. In order that every man present his views without penalty, there must be a spirit of tolerance in the entire population, I quote. A university in Canada, in fact, has a statement on respectful dialogue and freedom of expression. Part of the declaration reads that freedom of thought, association, and expression are critical components of a democratic and civil society. It speaks of promoting an environment where freedom of expression, speech, association, and belief is safeguarded and expressed and exercised in a culture of mutual respect, where the open exchange of diverse points of views is encouraged. Wawasan Open University, on its part, established the Center for Dialogue, or C4D, to create a forum in Penang for dialogues and discussion on matters of public interest by the nation's scholars, thought leaders, policy makers, civic interest groups, and individuals who in one way or another influence the nation's collective attitudes and views. It is my hope that this undertaking will continue in WOU. To all graduates seated here today, I implore you to do your part in standing up on issues for the good of our nation. Go out and make a difference. As stated by the Vice Chancellor, apply our competencies and talents to benefit our or your organization and society. Maintain contact with the university and continue to contribute to the development of WOU as part of its alumni community. I want to also applaud the management and staff of WOU for your dedication and hard work in turning the university to what it is today. The university has grown steadily over the past 11 years, as reflected by the number of programs and courses offered and the collaborations forged to date with local and overseas partners. Well done, WOU. I'm confident that the university, under the able leadership of the top management, will be able to confront the new challenges from innovation and technological changes and stay on track in achieving increasing student enrollment and financial sustainability. In conclusion, I wish to once again congratulate the new graduates on their fine accomplishment. Congratulations and best wishes to all. Thank you very much. I declare the ceremony for the conferment of degrees, session 1, closed. Thank you.